I have not done something like this in ages. That is, record a video while streaming, specifically with the intent to upload that video. But that's kind of part of the experiment here at live.perillo.com. That works now. It redirects. And as you can see, we've been experimenting and allowing anybody, including people watching, to join the live stream this time around. So it's not just me, but people playing video games. In another little while, we're going to be kicking off a Star Wars conversation. But before then, I thought I'd call attention to a couple of comments that came in by way of Geekinoids a few minutes ago. He said, "Did you see this? Tweetbot is down, thanks Elon, and when the error comes up in the app, they replace the OK button with Ivory, which links to the Mastodon app they are developing. This does not surprise me." You know, I think the writing was on the wall for third-party clients. I stopped using a third-party Twitter client a few years ago because I found that the features were nerfed. It wouldn't allow me to see like the number of favorites, or I wasn't getting all the notifications I was looking for. I found the design better. I found the performance far better than the default Twitter app, at least on Android. iOS has also had issues, although separate issues. Now, of course, Tweetbot was an iOS app, or is, also a Mac app. Last time I read, the Tweetbot Mac app was still working. But I'm worried, because my Twitter experience, though it's been largely diminished, has been through TweetDeck. Now, I use the Twitter mobile app. I do. And it's fine. It's okay. It's not great on Android, but I think that much was made known publicly a few weeks ago when Elon basically fired the one of the Twitter app developers for their Android platform. Or I think you know what I'm saying. So this is decaf, man. It's not easy to wake up. Anyway, I felt that the writing was on the wall because third-party apps don't serve ads. And if Elon's trying to make money, he's got to serve ads. And third-party apps, you know, even using the API, are likely going to have been limited, right? The third-party support hasn't even been great to begin with. So I can't imagine it getting any better. Like, I think this was an intentional move, certainly. And this is, you know, this and that, you know, kind of ask the question is, do you think it's intentional? Yeah, I think it's absolutely intentional. And as does Geekinoids. As Thomas notes, they're slowly blocking API access. And that's, again, something that I feel was a long time coming. And with Elon at the helm, I just knew it was going to, it was a matter of time. Like, if anybody is shocked by this, in fact, I posted on Mastodon, like, what? Third-party clients have stopped working for Twitter? Like, how did anybody see that? How could you see this coming? Like, it was just, the writing was on the wall. I keep saying that, right? So I used TweetDeck. TweetDeck was originally a Adobe Air application back in the day, in the early days of Twitter, and I didn't like it. And then it moved, because of the performance, then it moved or migrated to being a web-based app. And then TweetDeck basically became my go-to app for Twitter on the web. There was never a really good TweetDeck app built for mobile. Even using TweetDeck on mobile is not good. So they started to rebuild TweetDeck with a more of a look and feel of the bare bones Twitter experience, and in my humble opinion, they nerfed TweetDeck. So they've had that in private beta for a while. So my concern was that the TweetDeck that I knew and loved and used, and for certain reasons, they were going to be eliminating anyway. So TweetDeck may very well be on the chopping block. It's just it could be a matter of time before that goes away. And I tell you, I will not likely be using Twitter as heavily without TweetDeck on the desktop. And I'm at my desktop all the time. You can watch me live 24/7 at live.perillo.com. That redirects to the Locker Gnome YouTube channel live link thing. So I'm concerned, not for the third parties. I mean, yes, I'm concerned that, you know, they've spent a lot of time and energy in building these clients for Twitter. But I'm concerned that again, my experience with Twitter is changing because my social graph has changed. I've seen, different patterns of behavior. I continue to tweet. I'm not leaving the platform, nor do I advocate that people necessarily do that. I just know that it's changing. People have changed. Some people stayed. Some people moved on. Some people threw a fit and said they were leaving, but then they came back. And I had a feeling that was a given. That just does not surprise me at all. So, yeah, I remain concerned about Twitter. I still use it. I use it carefully. I have to be very intentional because of the algorithm. He's decided to change the default Twitter app behavior on mobile, so it chooses the algorithm timeline over the chronological timeline order for tweets. And again, using TweetDeck, I'm all about chronological and all about organizing. And taking that experience away, I think, is an interesting move. Yeah, I could be a subset of users, but he's making changes. No doubt about that. And there's no question, no argument there. They're his changes to make. He owns the platform. That's on him. But I can tell you this. I just passed 6,000 followers on Mastodon and find that the engagement there, it's better when people, use it. Because a lot of people set up Mastodon account as kind of a backup to Twitter. I'm like, I wish they did it the other way around. I find it easy or easier to engage. I feel freer to post on Mastodon. I know it sounds weird, but the reason why is because I don't have to fight an algorithm. So I have to think very intentionally. If I put a link on a Twitter post, it's not going to get seen. More than likely not get seen. So I got to stick to images. And then use links and replies, if anything else. Or just not post as frequently on Twitter. Which, again, is not as much fun. On Mastodon, I mean, I'm not, posting left and right, but, this morning I was posting that Jedi was opening the wacky packages, right? On the stream. She wanted to open the wacky packages that I picked up. Well, I didn't get all these. I just got some newer ones. These are, Garbage Pail Kids back in the day. Well, they're still being made, but Super Impulse Toys now makes the miniatures. So, had fun with that this morning. And I posted it. I shared it. Or I'm talking about doing a weekly Star Wars show every Sunday, a Star Wars Sunday show at noon Pacific. Just like on Saturdays, I've been doing a Collector's Corner, noon Pacific, on Saturdays. So I posted on Twitter, knowing full well the tweet would probably not get seen. This is the reason I set up a new Discord server, which everybody, of course, is welcome to join. This is the reason why I'm saying I'm streaming 24/7, so that people know they can count on it, right? It's the same methodology, because you can't count on these platforms that have algorithms.